And welcome to week 7. As you can see, this is the start of week 7, and I messed up a little bit last week when I said they'd finished the cross beams. They'd actually framed it all up, but they've actually there was no concrete in there. So here they are. This is how they fill all those cross beams with cement, one bucket at a time. Very much a painstaking process, and you may be able to hear in the background, it sounds like a vacuum cleaner. It's like a little agitator which goes into the cement, which gets rid of all the bubbles and makes sure there's no holes in the cement there. So it's really well done. And as you can see by the columns and that have finished, there's no holes or defects in those that I can certainly see. But certainly one bucket at a time, up and then poured in the column. And as we pan back, it's all looking really nice. And just a few days later, and there's some hollow blocks. I panned in there. You can just see they've done two layers all the way around. Basically, that's up to floor level. There's Cardo, our resident buck, looking over things. There's Donna, having a look at something, not sure. Back to the building. Yes, and yeah, please subscribe. That level there, the top of that second high block, that's equal to the line on the column there that they did weeks ago, and that's actually the floor. So everything, you can just set the line there. Which makes sense in why they did their markings a few weeks ago. So that level there is the floor, so that's all going to get backfilled to raise the floor up to that level. And then on top of that, there's going to be sort of more cement and tiles and things raised up to that second line. But as you can see, things have progressed quite well this week. Still, we're getting a lot of rain, but it's not really stopping them a great deal. They're sort of working through that. Like I said before, as long as they're not having to climb, they're fine. And here we go, look at that. The structure is now done. Well, that's the basic strength of the structure is now done. Hollow blocks don't really provide a lot of strength. They sort of do compared to other materials, but they're not a load-bearing wall as such. Wow, look at that. Looks fantastic. It looks so big. Before I put any walls in, that's because it's just so tall because of the roof line. Or really the ceiling height. The roof line is actually going to be a lot higher as well. So it's going to look quite impressive when you drive up to it. But yeah, that's the finished columns and beams. And in the background, you see the big pile of that's a Colums scaffolding, and that's a little pump filtration room, and what other equipment can fit in there. And that's going to have a water tank on top. And in time, I'm going to build a well just to the right there somewhere. There's going to be a little canopy coming out the top. You can see all the rebar coming out of the columns and beams. Yeah, so like I said before, the amount of metal in this structure is pretty impressive. And that right there's a step down from the veranda, the edge of a veranda where we're going to put our solar equipment right there. The house will be fully solar powered. We'll still be connected to the grid, but it's really going to be hopefully a backup, and we'll use solar as much as we possibly can, and then eventually get solar to the rest of our farm as well. But yeah, you can see the floor line. I've just started to put a few extra blocks here in our bedroom. The front of the room there is our bedroom. It's going to be a closet behind that second block wall there, and then our ensuite at the back. that front, on the bottom of the screen, that's our veranda. Back of the screen, that's basically the internal living room. And like I said, the whole structure itself is 144 square metres. So it's not by any stretch a huge building, but it was never designed to. It was always designed to be nice and small and compact, because living here in the Philippines is mostly living outside rather than inside. That's why I've got such a big veranda at the front there as well, because that will be undercover. All very impressive how they've done all this, done it all by hand. This section here is the second and third bedroom with a behind that line of blocks there's going to be a small bathroom, which is a common bathroom. Another pile of wood from the scaffolding. But really happy. Yeah, no, that's great. So just as we come around, just get a full view of the whole structure. It's hard to get perspective on just the size. It looks huge because of the height, but like I said, 144 square metres, the size of my apartment on the Gold Coast. That's the sort of size of the insides here. And that's including the veranda. As you can see, there's some metals have arrived. They're for the roof trusses. The roof's going to be built on the site here. We've got a few welders on the team here. And there's some more metal on the left and metal on the right. So scaffolding they took down. We're really happy with the progress at the moment, and it's starting to look a bit like a house. So keep watching the next few weeks. We've got a typhoon coming in 2 weeks, so watch out for that.